Funko Fusion is a game that is filled to the brim with all the profitable IPs the Funko brand has built up over the years, and no, why did you Scott Cawthon, the bills cannot be this high! From the trailers, it turned out that Fnaf was going to be a part of this game. So a few months go by and Funko Fusion was released to a resounding... Yeah, I don't think anyone even realized this game came out. Oh my god! Literally nobody knew or cared about Fnaf's inclusion in this niche game for a dwindling audience of... nobody. And the little attention the actual game got was so negative that the game has already reached single-digit player counts only half a year later. 1010 Games, the developers of this cash grab, even sponsored some of your favorite YouTubers to play specifically the Five Nights at Freddy's level. And the views? The views.
Let me know what you think of Freddy Fazbear. I think he's really cool.
And from this fanbase's consistency of never buying the games they love, an egregiously smaller percentage of people ended up buying this game for the FNAF level, only to realize they have been scammed, because this level is so much worse than all of you could imagine.
Really not much fun. Place.
I'm very careful with collaborations because I want to protect the brand.
Entering through the doors of this pizzeria in the Scott Pilgrim campaign loads you straight into the original Freddy Fazbear's pizzeria, and switching this lever starts the night. But this night doesn't function on a timed clock signifying the end. Instead, the player has to check the cameras for coins that spawn on the map. If you then run to the real position of that coin and collect it, the time will advance 45 minutes, meaning to reach 6 AM, you have to find 8 coins. This unique system isn't actually half bad, as the developers leave 3 different camera stations around the map, so depending on where you are, you can more efficiently speed through the night hours by utilizing them. This can also be helpful when trying to avoid. Yeah, so I'm gonna be real, you don't really need to try to avoid these guys anyway. Just like in normal FNAF, throughout the nights the animatronics will start activating and becoming more aggressive. But unlike the original FNAF, every night, almost immediately, the first to wake up is Chica. And out of all the animatronics, she is definitely the strangest in her implementation. Chica will teleport onto this kitchen table and never leave. And if you get near her, she'll throw some exploding cupcakes at you. This sounds pretty bad, right? I would hope not, it doesn't seem that threatening. But there is literally no reason to go in the kitchen gameplay-wise. Although you will be seeing and getting hit in the face by her cupcake more times than you can count. As you're working to get the coins, Chica is constantly sending out an endless flow of cupcakes, all of which are tracking you down at your exact location, with their only objective being having these random third-partiers while trying to look at security cameras is bad enough. But these guys barely have any sound cues either, so relying on hearing Carl sneak up on you is barely viable. Also, the player's footsteps always emitting 10 feet behind where your character is facing does not help either. The way the developers intend on you getting rid of these cupcakes is by firing your gun at them, as your player is equipped with both that and a melee attack. But the insane amount of forgiveness this game has in terms of damage and health numbers renders this a complete waste of your time. I calculated it, and you would have to get hit by the cupcake this many times to exhaust all your health bar and lives to reset the level. And this isn't even counting the optional healing the game provides and the extra lives that spawn at the beginning of new nights. Also, if you do die somehow, the only way to respawn is to go around smashing items to get this currency to then use to revive yourself. This literally derives no engaging experience and has no reason to be a system within the game. On top of all this, the cupcake also has another goal up its sleeve. Your cameras aren't safe. Around the pizzeria, each camera is powered by an already established battery mechanic, and one of the cupcakes can and might, but only might, decide to dislodge that battery, making the camera go offline. This causes the possibility of the next coin you need being hidden on that deactivated camera until you power it back up. The problem is that out of all 5 nights in this level, this happened to me once. In 4 playthroughs. And the solution is nothing more than just tossing the battery right back into the camera, unless it is specifically this one, which for some inexplicable reason isn't even powered by a battery and can last forever by itself. Just as salt on the wound though, there are broken battery chargers you can fix in the level just in case you need to charge the extra 5 they let you craft. And this was all just from the first animatronic. When Bonnie activates, he can teleport into both main hallways and the toilets. Here, he will walk around, periodically freeze for no reason, get stuck on walls, and get bodied by your arsenal of firepower before teleporting back to the stage out of sheer embarrassment. For some reason though, both Bonnie and Freddy are specifically programmed to de-aggro you as soon as you walk outside the borders of the room they're in. It's not like you'll have to specifically avoid them like this either, because they're barely a threat at all. The fastest and most stamina efficient movement in the game looks like this, and these animatronics have a top speed of not very fast. You don't even need to bother running though, as any threat can easily be mitigated by attacking them. Yes, the animatronics can be knocked out with both your firearm and melee abilities, which can both be animation canceled and comboed into whatever this is to instantly annihilate any chance of losing a single percentage of your health bar to the animatronic grab attacks. Yes, they have bad hitboxes, and yes, you actually have a dodge roll equipped with invincibility frames. This game has a surprising amount of things in common with Dark Souls 2. Don't forget to level adaptability, Michael laughed at. There's one thing that Bonnie does that is very interesting though. Around the map are vents, and if Bonnie is left alone for too long, he will start to pull the vent covers off, allowing additional enemies in the form of small little endoskeletons to enter your office, making your night even worse. This is a neat idea, but in practice, the endoskeletons just end up constantly chasing you, annoyingly knocking you out of cameras, and making spamming the ground pound move a required strategy. When Freddy wakes up, he will roam the main party room and pretty much serves as a less mechanically interesting Bonnie. But the last threat I have yet to mention is... Do y'all remember Gigamonty, the bugged version of Montgomery Gator in Security Breach that would track your exact location and never de-aggro? Foxy. Unless you keep an eye on the Pirate Cove camera, God knows you're not doing that, Foxy will periodically leave his stage to chase after you no matter where you are.
Is that it? Or is there anything else you'd like to order?
Yeah, let's see here. Meat bites. Oh. Yeah, can I get a pizza shake with a... As the cupcake, the endos, and him are completely resistant to the move outside of the present room technique. Foxy is much faster than any other animatronic, but it's not like the bar was that high. And when he arrives, you will have to... Oh. Okay. Never mind. No matter what location you are at, standing on any sort of elevated surface will not only immediately de-aggro all threats, but will also make them completely oblivious that you ever stepped foot into this pizzeria. But to be fair, can the tension here get any less prevalent? Is prevalent even the right word? Everything here cultivates in the most annoying chore in any Fnaf game, as the player has already been drained from the previous 4 nights of coin collection, and the stakes are not rising in the slightest. All while the... But what did I really expect? Most of these critiques just stem from the fact this is built into a terrible underlying game. The chances of this level being anything worthwhile dissipated right as they announced its inclusion. But still, I can see there are extreme amounts of developer passion present here. A lot of the posters on the wall are classic memes and charming references. The tutorial prompts are written with Phone Guy's iconic mannerisms. They have a binary code on the wall that is there to bait lore searchers. When the playable Foxy or Freddy character take fire damage, their head burns off, revealing an endoskeleton. There's a phaser blaster, for whatever it's worth. There's a Pac-Man reference on the wall. There's remastered versions of the original newspapers around the area. And for better or for worse, there's text in graffiti and blood written on the walls. Closed. I went here as a child. I never left. Dumbest two-sentence horror ever. And if you progress further in the actual game, you can unlock turrets, which you could use here to completely fortify the area and neutralize it from any harm. Which, if you go through all that and come up with that, you absolutely deserve. And I think this sentence is getting way too long. But with all that passion comes a considerable amount of mistakes and continuity errors. The cupcake candle is missing its flame. There's UK slang on the wall because the devs are British, even though FNAF takes place in the middle of New Jersey. Bonnie's guitar has one too many strings. The TV usually reflects your office, but on low graphics looks completely different. And there's more British seeping in through the cracks, as every single plate with pizza comes with a fork, even though the pizza is already in a slice, and you know them kids are already gonna be mouthing that down with their bare hands. And the devs were so proud of themselves for making a quirky at night reference. They did it not once. They did it twice. It's there 2 times.
That was so tough.
I could keep going. But wait. First, let's play a quick game of how many times does this level contradict the current time. If you guessed 2, then you don't have to like the video. But to everyone else, you gonna... Okay, thanks. Ignoring the $35 price tag required to access this game, are we gonna... No, I'm not gonna ignore. That's $35, dude. I like Steam sale. This FNAF level isn't good. It's far from serviceable even. The main goal of the level gets repetitive. There are way too many threats that just aren't threatening. It eventually becomes null to try and lure away Gigafox and other enemies, so you end up brute forcing cameras. The AI of these enemies is less than pathetic. But take my word on the difficulty with a grain of salt, because this somehow spawned my new favorite Reddit thread of people complaining it's way too hard, and others making fun of them and getting downvoted. The devs caring about this FNAF level is great and all, but it cannot save Funko Fusion. If you look at all this, it's not hard to see why this game went so under the radar. This is better than anything else in the game, but it's far from good. It's like if you were in a desert starving and God threw a Freddy plush toy at you and you kind of glanced at it and was like, wow, that's neat, that's Freddy. By the way, I'm still starving in a desert. I'm not sure if this game was rushed, if the people who made it suck at building video games, if it's a cash grab, or a passion-filled dumpster fire. Might be everything here combined, actually. Case in point, why is this the best we can do collab-wise? We're a multi-million-dollar franchise. Wait? FNAF X Demo? Okay, I think we're okay, actually.